We're using the 4-hour chart on the dollar versus yen. We have a 1 period moving average on the white line. We have a 100 pip grid on the right side of the chart. And I'm buying below this turnaround. So as soon as the market makes its first turnaround, we're not really waiting for anything special. We're not going to do the okay. As soon as the market does this fractal move, I'm not waiting for a Williams fractal, which is 5 candles. I'm just going to wait for one. The first bullish candle, the first rally in 4 hours, creates this valley, and this is the box where I start to build my limit position entries. So most of my trading is going to be limits. At the market is only going to be if we close below this or this in 4 hours here, I will pull the trigger. And based on how much the limits have filled. So if the limits have already filled my limit of limits, how much risk I want to take. So the risk is starting to come in gradually. So everything I do is incremental. Incrementally build a position, a bullish position here as it goes down. And I understand that if you would have sold, I'm well aware of the fact that people are making money on the other side of me by running a trend system. So here's their moving average, and they're going to sell every rally because ever since this trend line break, maybe somebody says, well, Jesus, these good old days are over. It's going to go bearish. I'm going to sell. And they would be right in selling every rally. Of course, I would sell cluster tickets. I would sell, obviously the sell limit pocket's very narrow here. So this is going to change everything because these big dramatic moves do make a lot of money. But the fractal idea of higher highs being trap and bullshit. Like all the good news, right? So higher highs. Oh yeah, until what? Lower lows, right? So, if you can endure this selling campaign by Wednesday here, this is the middle of the week here, Sunday to Sunday. It takes a psychological strength to start selling here, for God's sakes, and it get burned. To complete contrarian would say, as soon as he saw this, he'd say, you guys are fucking nuts, and just start selling. And of course, he'd be right to be at break even at this first sell point. Now, in this situation, I'm in playback mode. I pause the playback, and I'm rehearsing or I'm practicing my strategy. I don't like the word algorithm because that denotes some kind of like AI bullshit that's just on an auto churn. I mean, this is the biggest bunch of horse shit I've ever heard. Now I'm here, the sky is falling because AI can write a fucking letter. Oh, AI is going to take out the machine learning, is going to learn itself. Dude, it's a circle jerk. Stop it with the fucking fear monger. Anyways, the AI, gave built a utopian universe for the other AI, and they're just caught in a loop of pleasure. Who cares? Somebody has to push the start button. Besides, the grid's going to go down, and won't that be the blessing? The grid goes down as the AI start. Well, I already got the movie written there. So, anyways, let's go back to the how to make money trading forex. So a lot of this can be automated from the sense that I don't consider this AI or any of that bullshit. This is just like, okay, listen, I got a fucking car that'll have an automatic transmission as opposed to a manual transmission. I get it, the manual transmission. Of course, the manual trader, yes, he can run the race, but isn't the guy are they shifting those cars? It's just like a paddle shift on your steering wheel now. So it's very tactile, very fast. Your foot, a little lag, right, from your brain to your foot. Think of the latency, right, by the time you get your foot going. So even that's kind of set to there. And then you have this thing, where how fast is the server connection, whatever. But in the static terms of just placing limits, you don't give a fuck about the execution speed. You're laying the spike strips on the fucking racetrack. Yeah, there's a guy, you don't have to be sitting in front of your computer every minute. Now, if you check in every 4 hours or every 8 hours and you say, oh, look, it's still fucking tanking. I'm still fucking bullish. I'm still fucking buying. So there's that. How do you build up a position, a psycho position, and integrate it into this limit bank has to be some type of scalp, because you're not going to make 300 pips with a 10 pip stop. You're just not going to. You might do that sometime, but it's so rare that how would you possibly size that to make it worth waiting for that one fucking entry? I mean, it's just insane bullshit. So most of the courses that people are teaching is like, well, how to shoot a deer. How many arrows do you have? 5. Okay, well, right. Well, no, you got one. You got one. You got 2. With most of the courses, you got 2 arrows to go kill a deer. Okay, what's 1% risk per arrow? I only risk 2% of my account. Oh yeah, you got a $500,000 account. Maybe you do want to risk 2% a day. So when it comes down to that, if you have a $1,000 account, you're risking 2% a day. What is that? $20. Okay, fair enough. You put 2 100 pip stops on 2 tickets on this chart here, and you do twosies. You do threesies. But why not just say, well, I'll let the fucking MetaTrader throw this robot that I wrote here that buys low, sells high, apparently. Yeah, buy low, sell high here. I think it's symmetrical. It's kind of a wick. It's contrary in both directions. So right now it's placing orders for me, but I'm going to go through the chart as if I'm manually trading it, to the degree that I could drop in a hand placed drag in about under a minute. I could put in 500 tickets. Now that could be 500K, or it could be $1 million position. If they're all 2Ks, that's $1 million position very fast. But I would do that, and it would be 8 hours maximum expiration, because I plan on getting back to this chart within 8 hours, and I don't want all these orders to stack up. And the confirmation for me is watching the market go into my limits. It's confirmation on fill. Yes, I'm confirmed entry. I'm not waiting for confirmation for a setup to pull a trigger on one stupid ass trade that's 2% of risk in my account and keep doing that dumb shit over again. And I would never back test a system like that in my fucking life. Like, you got to be out of your mind. All you got to do is look at this moving average system here and say, oh yeah, what about this? Yeah, well, what about the guy that made money coming back to here when he bought this giant fucking vacuum on limits, right? And he traced it all the way back, and the probability of that happening is higher than, well, I back tested this 50 period moving average with a 20 period crossover, and according to my statistics, you're really going to trust? I would never trust pulling the trigger on the next trade of that. I would let the robot pull the trigger, let him take the blame. But I realized about 25 years ago that if the robot was doing it, and I built a model, a trading model, with a 286 computer, and I must say, when I saw the results, my first thought was, there's no way I'd pull the trigger on this fucking piece of shit robot. This idea of scanning the market to find the ultimate curve. So you're trying to curve fit. All you're doing with these robots is trying to project the next price pulse to such a degree that it's going to be amazing, right? It's so harebrained. I just can't believe people fall for this shit. So the robot could be a trading assistant. Now there's a video that Ryan Brown did, who kind of a young kid that builds robots that are somewhat on my, successful, and I like what he's building because it's contrarian based basket trading, or going against the market. So a lot of people are, a lot of conservative people trade. So there's this. Okay, if you're gonna build a fucking tube out of carbon and stack it cylindrically, not even wrap it in a braided fashion, and then you're gonna go down and try to visit the Titanic, that is risky. What I'm doing is not risky. It's just not. this is totally logical, or I wouldn't be doing it. All right, so let me call out my. So having 1,000 bullets as opposed to 2 bullets is obviously an advantage. Some of the guns jam, some of the bullets don't work, they're duds. Why are people trading in this? Oh, I'm using Elliott Wave. Let me guess you're going to buy. Let me guess you want to buy the pullback of Wave 2 at 618 and load the wagon and make all your money on Wave 3. Yes, Elliott Wave would say you're either trading Wave 3 or Wave C. That's where the money's at. But notice how in Elliott Wave, Wave 4 is the longest wave. It is a long triangle of bullshit. If you don't have the patience to build a position during Wave 4, for the big last 5 wave would be the other. So the trend trader trades the end of Wave 4 into Wave 5 typically. Their systems queue up there. Oh, look at this. Well, it's in an uptrend. And I'm above the cloud. And then Wave 5. But when will Wave 5 end? When's the end of Wave 5? I'm using my Fibonacci for that. Oh, yeah, good luck. So, but I want to trade Wave 3 because it's quick and dirty. So, Wave 0 is the other wave to trade. So, I'm actually trading 0 all the way to 5 because I'm just letting the market come to me on the limits. But I don't feel like it's, when I put the limits in it, I don't feel like as bad as if I had no tickets in. Because if I'm waiting for it to go into that zone and I miss my entry because I'm sleeping when it wicks into the supply zone or the stop hunt or the smart money or the unfair value, there's going to be 100 titles for that, which trigger people in different directions to say, okay, well, if you're going to talk in that term, then what about this and what about that? Have you seen this moving average? Dude, I've seen them all, but in the end, which is the best moving average? It doesn't matter. So if you play guitar and you say which is the best foot pedal, it's not going to matter because you either play the note or you can't play the note. You can either make the guitar sound unique or you can't. If you play acoustic guitar, it's like being completely naked, and it's all technique. Now you can stack. You can put $4,000 worth of gear after the signal of your guitar, just after the magnetic pickups or your active pickups. You can go into $10,000 worth of gear. You can go into the Frank Zappa's Son's rack. You go Dweezil Zappa's rack after that. Well, you got playing the right notes. Now you could also say that you could just sing the fucking melody. In the old days, there used to be this show called Name That Tune. Well, Name That Tune here is like simple. Like I can name that tune in 3 notes. I can name that fucking pattern. Okay, it looks like we're going up. But bearish, bullish candle. Okay, where do I start selling? This is my first thought. It's too late for me. In other words, the market's screaming up hard in 1 hour. I'm like, dude, when can I? So now I'm thinking, let's put sell limits above us. And let's see what happens. Also, the next thought is, yeah, maybe it is a buy, but let's buy deep. Let's wait. So let's put some 2 and 3 hour orders. I missed the party, but hey, maybe there's a couple drunk chicks left behind, or maybe the drunk chicks haven't shown up yet. They have to be drunk. They haven't shown up yet, so of course you can tell they're drunk because they're highly volatile and they're smashing all over the place. So you want to have, some wingmen, so extra tickets in there. I can capture the strays that got in the parking lot. Here, honey, look at. Hey, Ralph, I found one in the parking lot here. Look at this, is the hottest one. She can find her car. She's got the wrong keys. So that's the trade I want. I want to get into that fucking edge of the market and say, wow, if I just had the patience to wait for that. So I realized I never had the patience to trade this shit, especially if I was going to say, okay, I just bought at the market. Okay, I'm waiting. Hello. Well, I'm losing money on this trade. What's going on? So I had to take the tactic of, you know what? Fuck the fucking fuckers. I'm going to put in a limit grid, and it's just going to be a trap. Anybody that gets out of control, actually, I'm going to stop all traffic in town. I'm going to put spike strips everywhere. I'll kill them all and let God sort them out. So I'm going to just say, okay, and then when I see it's winning, now this is the other problem in trading is that you get into a trade, now what? Do I move my stop? Well, I don't move my stops. I don't have any trailing stops. I'm either going to say, you know what, dead cat bounce, we're going to hell, scalp out. And now it becomes trading at the market because now I'm forced to trade at the market, but it's from a different standpoint. I'm already in the trade, so psychologically, I'm like, okay, I'm up on this trade. I got a little bit more leadway. The girl turns out the girl's married and she's not as bright as I thought. So it's like, yeah, this is okay. This is rescue on this one, this dead cat bounce. So you just have to take it like that. I don't think this hardcore, like, am I right or wrong? You know what? You're not doing too bad. She's still alive. You're not a necrophiliast. So she's still good. But you have so many, right? You got 1,000. Imagine you're trading 100 tickets as opposed to one. Well, why not, right? You're risking $1 per ticket. It's a $100 risk. 10 pip stops. Zero spread, right? It's commissions only. In this way, you're trading the euro dollar at some, gold account. So, all right, well, when the market opens in Europe, the drama starts. When the market opens in the United States, when the news comes out, there's drama. So if you have your tickets sitting on the outskirts of town, it spikes in, it rips back. That's a in other words, that's a high probability scenario, but it could still keep tanking. Now, do you put in more? Like, so if, there's 1,000 chicks at the bar and they're running to other bars, do you have wingmen at the other bars? Okay, this is the question. Because you have to know, like, that's crazy. Now, it kept on talking about the gold market, and I don't know if it's going back up, but notice how I'm not hearing any ads about buy gold anymore. Or maybe I'm still hearing them. No, it's funny, if you listen to the gold ads and look at the market, I don't know, maybe there's a correlation there from gooberdom, the goober under, what do they call it, the dark money, dark goober money, dark pool. They have all these words, they put these trigger words on shit. Oh, it's a fucking dark pool. Dark Brandon. Wow, this is fucking hilarious. It's just entertainment. So, I'm going to play back this yen. We'll see what we get here. I'm going to try to describe my psychological, emotional reaction to price here. So I'm never gonna not feel like I'm losing because I'm losing. So when I look at my account, it's down. I'm like, you know what? You're losing on this trade. I go, yes, I know, but the other trader in my mind says, but this is how you trade. You buy into these plunges, looking for the retracement in the swing trading situation. Of course, there are scalps embedded in that, and I can trade at the market in Asia when I see, okay, we're down here. Like, in other words, I'm gonna get in at the market if I don't think I have enough limits in. But sometimes I put too many limits in, and I have to sit there and say, I gotta scalp out something. It looks like we're gonna go to hell, or just let it go, let it happen. So the worst thing is being wrong. But I'm incrementally wrong, so in stages. I'm not jumping in the pool. I'm going to put my toe in and gradually get in, but that's just me. Now, you may be a guy that says, well, fuck, I don't have a problem emotionally. I'm a complete sociopath. I'm just going to get into this trade. Like, that's the robot's view, right? Robot's view is, just take the... So I do have the robot. I wrote a robot here that just throws tickets in. Or somebody wrote it for me, and let's hit the play button. I'm going to go back to play mode here, and it's going to be kind of fast. I want to delete my drawings, and then I want to zoom out and try to capture the, this is 1 week from this dotted line here to the, so here's Sunday, the latest Sunday, and now we're coming into the week. And I put my buy limits, I would put them in here, but the robot's putting them in for me, so he's actually got a nice, perfect entry point here, but the expiration on these may be, I don't know, they may be all day or they may be 8 hours, we'll see. I could have, out of convenience, I would have this robot run for me, but I would still have to manage on top of him. There's no money management, there's no trailing stops. If I put trailing stops into this robot, which I don't know how to do that, it would improve the stats. This robot can make money in the perfect scenario. So if I launch this robot on data that I know is the best curve fit volatility wise, and for the master stop, I think I have a master stop on these. Like for testing purposes, I usually have a master stop here, and these are all sell limit entries. Here's all buy limits, and then we have targets. I can see my take profits in there, so it might be a master stop with a gradual take profit thing. And I try to make it so there's more orders at the edge. There's more orders deeper. This is martingale. The lower you go, the more you buy, and maybe the tickets get bigger too. Which they don't, on this one it's linear, they're all the same. Okay, let's go back to the play mode. So I'm playing back, kind of fast playback here. Got to get on my toes. All right, imagine, hopefully it's going to play back, or I got to restart the robot. Okay, so we're long on limits right now. Not on this robot, but right here. Okay, so now I'm playing it back. It's too fast. Wait, please hold. Okay, so that right there is my trade. Now, I haven't seen this data. I paused this video. Now, it did sell. It sold on the limits that I would have to babysit this robot and start cashing out. So that was the trade, and that was about 100 pip winner. About 70 pip winner with a 100 pip stop. Let me just show you what the trade was there. So my idea is that we're going to place sell limits above here in a manual sense. The robot's just throwing shit in there static without regard, but buy there. Beautiful trade. Obviously, if you put a stop too tight, you did not survive that. That's why the idea, the concept is buy that. Now, I guarantee you that if you traded that, you'd say, I wish I would have bought more. And as this progresses down, you're going to martingale into that wick, and the trade's over. It's over. That's it. So that's the scalp. That's not the swing, because the swing would be a bigger move, I think, like this. If you could ride out this drama, this would be the ultimate swing trade for the weekly. You start selling here, and you hold until here, and all of this shit, all of those tickets, that is a monster. That's a beautiful trade, in my opinion, for reversal trading. Now, for trend traders on that, and most people want to trend trade. You don't see a lot of, well, maybe like swing trading. You do see, I don't know what the ratio is, but it seems like you just can't. People won't shut the fuck up about trend trading, all right? Because, yeah, they're looking at this pullback, and they're going to do that trade, right? Here it's a little dicier. You sell here, maybe. You sell here. Now this is like, holy shit. This is the wave forward. This is supposed to be a fifth wave, don't forget. That's what Elliott wave is. Elliott wave is going to fail also. This would have been wave 4, right? The biggest wave is wave 3. Wave 4 consolidation. What happened? Now this robot's going a little underwater. He's selling where I would sell. Big sells here, but if you're still holding from here, you're a fucking genius. Just put yourself down as FG fucking genius, and a lot of patience, and you waited 4 hours to get paid. Actually, this is a very quick payment, because when it wicked down there, I can't go to the 5-minute chart, but you can imagine. You can only imagine. Like that song. You can only imagine. Top tick Tommy's coming. We're heavy sellers up here. Let's draw in our sell hand placed orders. I think this robot's going to get its ass kicked. We start selling here manually. And this would be a complete engulfment. We've taken out the low of the week. We're about to take out the high of the week, and boom. That's just the most money you're ever going to make in 4 hours probably this week in this currency pair. Let's speed it up one more notch. Take me to 31, 32. Oh, let's go full speed now. All right, go full speed. Sell, sell, sell. Look at, if you held that, it took out the, almost took out the high last week. Look at that. Now, I don't know if that was an FP. That could have been anything, right? Look at that. Look at that pitch. Selling again. Now, this is the, what do you do now? Sell limits. Let me see if I can update my stuff here. Okay, still got this running. Okay, they just threw in. I'm gonna delete objects here. So they just threw in a fresh rack here. But because it's so every 4 hours we're launching tickets here. So let me just actually it's objects that come back in there. It's repainting the objects. I don't know how often the drop is there. Wait a second. That often is it? Okay, it's dropping every 15 minutes. Okay, it's putting in tickets a ton. It's just it's not every 4 hour drops, but they last for 4 hours. They last a long time. Let's see if we make any money. So we're getting our ass kicked here. Yeah, we're down about $70. Okay, I like this idea. Buy limits there, sell limits there. Now when the market quiets down like this, see, if you would have thrown sell limits above, no fill, and buy limits below. So I totally agree with this trade plan. That looks totally logical. All right, let's look into the future here. Let me get these tickets off here. Beautiful sell. So worked out now. You see this beautiful sell here? That is it. So up, 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 hard up. You got filled on all your sell limits. Here's your top become a bottom, but I think it's bullshit. Now I'm going to put the buy limits in. So I'm constantly going to keep taking and putting. Now the computer got it right here with the stacks. I agree. Beautiful buy, total buy limit, because we got to come back to the starting gate. And if people are going to try to, the trend traders are going to try to get in on this, they got to pull it back. So I don't really care. I just would never get in one ticket. It just doesn't make sense. So doing very well on this sell. Now the other one I would do is if you close above this high, sell at the market. If you happen to be there. Now I understand you have to take a little punishment, but you're locking in this short at the market. Also, here's another top tick Tommy sell. Sell every rally above that. Let the limits fill. And that's how it goes. And I'm going to have some scalps built into that right now. We scalps built in. Buy, 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 buy. Look how good you're doing on this sell at the market, though. Just because it's up, you sold. It's overbought, you sold. Well, wait a minute. I got stopped. Your stop's too tight, dude. This is a 100 pip grid here. So you just made 100 pips. If you could hold that for, oh gosh, all day. I'm long this pullback. I guarantee you this is my scalp. I know this trade so well. So up hard. Start putting buy limits in here. Buy limits in here. Long. As soon as that did that, I scalped to the floor, first dead cat bounce. Now more buy limits. Now I go back to sleep. Yeah, certainly if you sold $1 million position right here, you waited for this divergence. I'm sure there was some kind of like, oh, it's failed. Yeah, I know it's divergence because the momentum died out. It failed to make a new high. You don't have to put out fucking RSI below you. Once you figure out that there's nothing special about the 50 level of there's no 618 don't matter because look at this, they trounced you and then ripped. I had my 618. Are you waiting for 618? Look at all this good trading in here. You're making 20, 30, 40 pips. What's wrong with that? Oh, I've been studying this a long time. I want to get it. I'll just never forget. It's burned into my mind. I was at this symposium, this conference of traders called TAG, Technical Analysis Group. And there was a kid on the elevator, probably about 20 years old, a chubby guy with 10 books. I think 10 books in each arm he'd bought. We all bought books. And I said, I got in the elevator with him, which is always an awkward situation because you're forced into the trade. It's like buy or sell. And to be polite, and of course I'm a what do you call it, a kindred spirit for let's study this market shit. Let's make some money. Let's be sophisticated because obviously both of us aren't good looking enough to. We're gonna have to have the nice car. So I said, hey, how you doing? And he said it's all about absorption. And so he had in other words, he's gonna go home and read these books. And I think he remember what floor we were gonna go to. And I was like, oh man, is it really about it real? And I thought to myself, so you're gonna read all that shit and look for the Holy Grail? Well, I guess we're all gonna do that. But then we're gonna realize, wait a minute. What about buy low, sell high? I never thought of that. Do I have to read all these fucking books? Steve Neeson's book on candlesticks. I would have that out for coffee table. Come over, people. What is that? And then it has some real candles. Imagine that you burn this wick. No, it's like, okay, it's really cool, but oh geez, I don't know if I had the patience to wait for that setup. I know it makes money. I saw it in the book. Fibonacci. I have this one Fibonacci book that has Fibonacci time with Fibonacci price, and they sync it together. But I'm like, it's not exact. He has examples of line drawings. So he does an example like the line, but notice how my line chart is kind of choppy woppy because it's the real market. Here, finally came back to the top, become a bottom. Bitcoin did that finally on the monthlies. Came back to this top, become a bottom. Look at that. Oh boy. So at this point, I'm like, can we retrace to here or do we tank more? I'm thinking we could tank more and we could go up. So I'm not putting any kind of, it has to be this way. I'm saying I'm accommodate for multiple scenarios, bi-directional. I don't care. We let it happen. We might be sleeping. I don't know what time of day this is. Unfortunately, I don't know the, I guess I could, wait, it's going to give me the stats on that. If I hit the, I don't know if I can see the current time I'm on. I'm really not that good at MetaTrader's every thing, so I don't really know. There looks like something happened here. Okay. The breakout traders. This is there's three kinds of trade: breakout, reversal, and trend. Or if you stop entry, limit, and market. So if you put buy stops and sell stops here, this is about the only time I think you could even do that trade. Is when the market quiets down here. So if you're really going to trade that true confirmation on entry, which does work, I just don't like the keeping track of another. I kind of like to keep my bullets as far as hand grenades and bear traps, or I say a machine gun and bear traps. That's what I'm using. You could go with the you trigger wire, right? You run across that trip wire, but what if you trip the wire and come back and you just waste time with the stop entry being tripped and just fizzling, right? It's just a trap. It's not really, it's a false breakout. That's the losing point of breakout trading. So how close to the market are your breakouts? Well, at some point it becomes a market order. You might as well just get in the market or get in a shallow limit going to save a couple of pips, or do all three. If you can't decide, just buy one at the market, one on a stop, one on a limit. It depends on your psychological tolerance for pain and betrayal, because that's all the market's going to do is betray you. It's going to do everything that you don't want to have happen in your real life. It doesn't happen in your real life because you can manipulate people pretty good. It is tough if you go on stage to get a whole crowd to agree with you. Of course, if you go for the lowest, crudest common denominator, you can own the crowd. If you want to own the market, you have to go with the lowest, crudest denominator, which is buy low, sell high. And you're an investor with a wide stop. You're a trader with a tight stop because you're out of the trade. Here, you waited for the retracement. You finally got your money. You finally got it. But of course, this robot's too dumb. It keeps throwing sell limits in. It's not waiting for the fucking buy limits to play out here. That's a problem. But you know how this would feel? That you bought down here, you're like, okay, now the breakout traders made money on this one too. Because they waited for that. They got the right. Okay. Where are they taking profits? I hope they're getting the fuck out. Because I'm already thinking about I'm already out putting buy limits in now. I wish I could control this robot as it's playing back, and it's not going to be. I'm not going to be able to do that. So I just got to delete as we go along here. Delete on the fly. All right, so that was, totally would have cashed out, and now I would do what the robot's doing is more, gosh, don't think I can run a script on top of this. Although I just did for delete all objects, but I wish I could close all open and pendings. I don't think I can. Let me try just for fun. I have a closed ticket script. If I put that in, let's say, if I double click it, it usually takes off the last ticket. No, it fails. It's like, you can't do that, you fucking retarded. So now it's getting really, really quiet, and it's really not much fun here. So if this is real world trading, of course, that big spike there, that was quite the dramatic event, wasn't it? Wow. That was, some people made a mint, some people lost, and everybody's looking for that trade again, right? This is the hot chick in the coffee shop whose husband was just killed in a car crash, and you happen to have a new car, just like the one her husband was driving. Oh, honey, I gotta hook you up. We're good. You're gonna like this new car. Oh yeah, it's just fast. It's a little faster than your husband's car, though. And look at this. You're just waiting. This is nothing. This is what would basically make a guy that made money on this trade lose his mind. And he's looking for that next perfect setup. Oh, looks like maybe it's going to tank here. Here's where you're getting butchered if you're a breakout trader. Don't forget you're getting butchered here. I sit on the sidelines waiting to get filled on these buy limits. I think that's my favorite trade. My tickets are in the outskirts of town. I wait for the drama, waiting for the bar fight, waiting for the girls to spill out of the bar. That's it. It's not going fast enough for me. I got on the highest speed playback though. Okay, Vern. Let's go to the 1 hour chart. I have no patience for this 4 hour shit. So let's do the same scenario. 1 hour. A half hour. Let's think fast. Let's put a shallow bot in here. 20 pips for 1 hour. 2 hour expirations. I think this is proper. Same data. Let's go. Wait, didn't look at the results. Oh, shit. Well, didn't make any money. All right. Start. Fast visual mode. Same template. I hope I got the same template here. Okay, it's 20 pip grid. 20 pip grid because, it's 20 pip robot. It's a half hour chart. Same currency pair. Same data. So I would have bought that. I would have made 40 pips. That's the same Lonely Wick. Okay, so here's the same thing, the 4 hour drama that you saw. And I'm selling into that. Thank you very much. So my sell points are more frequent on the half-hour chart, which I prefer. You know, honestly, I'm not gonna. I have the 4-hour chart certainly, but here's the sell points. So there's more tickets here. There's a lot of tickets here, and the most amount of tickets is going to be just a mind-blowing amount up here, which never get filled. Okay, so robot's a little underwater right now. So his frequency of trading is completely different. See, he gets this equity spike here, and then he gets trounced and, you know, cashing out, but not really making too much money there. Okay, we got this rally. Now, I would have bought that plunge, and keep in mind, well, that's a 10 pip grid on top of 20. So it's 20 pips marked, but it's actually a 10 pip grid. So every 10 pips, yes. So that is my trade right there. I would have cleaned up on the buying this plunge here. Okay, so that 4-hour chart is here right now. That's the 4-hour smash, and I'm selling into that. Right, so that's way back there. See this? This is that 4-hour move that we saw. But when you're living in this world down here, so that sell. Look at that. That's 10 pip grid. Same data set. Now that is the top tick. Tommy, the end of 4 hours here, I'm selling. But imagine you're selling every 10 pips with a 100 pip stop. That's about 20K short. And cash out. Major cash out. This robot every 2 hours launches a sell limit. I'm sorry, it's buy only on this robot. Buy only. It's going to get killed here. Maybe not so much, I don't know. Okay, yeah, 4 hours. No, it goes higher, so I think it's going to make some money here. It's going to make a couple bucks, right? Because it bought that pullback. Didn't get filled though. No fill. That's why the big swing trading robots would still be selling right now. Where these trying to jump on this train here at the market. Oh my God! On the half hour, you have to buy that little pullback that we saw. There's no pullback, right? It's not happening. So I'm selling here. I want some. I'm gonna pay some guy to write me a robot that sells. If the market's up in 1/2 hour between 50 and 100 pips, it sells a. Well, I'm going to write the sell tickets, but I just want somebody that writes a sell at the market, and I get to fill in what it's going to sell. It maybe sells a 10K, but it's going to be with different targets and different stops. But it sells a 10K at the market, 10 tickets, and maybe gets a slightly different fill on the last ticket depending on how fast the server is. But that's what the robot does, and it does that one trade. That's all it does. So it would have been triggered here. So that shouldn't be too hard to write that. You know, if you can't write that, I mean, I don't know. People say I need more criteria than that. Are you fucking nuts? If you can't write a robot that sells, if the market moved from on a half-hour chart moved up 100 pips and it can't sell, I mean, I need more. What's the moving average? There is no moving average, dude. I don't know. That's why I don't know. This is something special there. I've tried to explain it. Especially that guy that drinks a tad over there in Britain or whatever, Turkey. I was like, dude, he's like, oh, he just goes on a rant. Okay, you can't write that robot. Okay, so, all right, here we go. So it's got higher and higher. Now the 4-hour chart, I know this is going to drift higher, and I think maybe this, I'm not getting filled on this fucking thing. This is as fast as I can play it back. No, this is as fast as it goes. Oh, I can't take it. I don't have any indicators running either. That usually slows down the robot. So the expiration is 2 hours, I think, on this tickets. Let's go in for the drill down. Half hour. Okay, finally it's pulling back. God, I thought I was going to die. Okay, so here, this robot, if it survived that, imagine it sold... you know, and don't forget, it's selling. I have another robot that sells. If I just hit the sell button and I launch a team of bots that sell here also, but with a tighter stop. It sells every rally based on. So my robot that sells if there's a 20 pip rally has a tighter stop than the one that sells with a 100 pip rally. And cashing out of something here, I suppose, on the tight stops have tight profits. And now we're selling again. And if it goes up higher, I sell again. Oh, Jesus. I wish I could go faster playback than this. Isn't that sad that the half-hour chart playback is it's got. I still don't have patience for it. I hope this thing's gonna throw some buy limits in here for me. So I can already see the flaw in this robot. He's not trading enough. Here, he threw some limits in, but too late. Too late. I think he missed. He should have thrown limits in here. The frequency of drop is not high enough, but if it drops too frequently, he'll get creamed as it goes up here. So robots suck. Don't use them. You'll never write the only good robots you could write is, like I said, you could write one that says, sell the market here because I wasn't here to see it. I think a market bot is the only bot I would build as a market bot. After seeing this limit strategy, I can outdo the limit placements of any fucking robot, even your stupid fucking AI bullshit, self-learning, machine learning. Machine learning, what a fucking joke. Machine learning is your engine wears down. It's learning to fucking wear out. Well, look, I predicted the wear out of your pistons. So what? Machine learning. What is this? Please tell me. What is the sky is falling scenario? Well, the machines got a hold of the fucking White House and started making their own cocaine. Oh, God. I'm scared. You mean there's mounds of cocaine at the White House? Go figure. Good thing they didn't call it the Black House. Would there be like opium dens in there? Fucking A, man. They wiped out my fucking bike. This thing's getting its ass kicked. I'm gonna go fast forward. I just can't take it. Not that we're gonna get to see it, but I just want to see what the stats are on this fucking piece of shit robot. Look at, see how it gets blown up? Well, why don't you take the opposite trade? You can't. Because the stops aren't right. And the targets aren't right. And there's no money management in this robot. Okay, I'll show you a robot that does better than this. Big fucking wide bot. So here, wait, oops. I'm getting pissed off. I gotta stop my video. So I get pissed off because I'm just like, come on, people. You're the same fucker still wearing a fucking mask? Motherfucker had rubber gloves and a mask. I was at the store. Dude, I understand you worked there. Are you getting bonus points? Like, if you give me a pay raise, why? Here's what I don't understand. Please fucking tell me now that it's all over. Now that you can say almost anything, right? Why in the fuck didn't they give money out to people? Like, here, dude. Since you're wearing rubber gloves and a mask, we'll give you $10 a day bonus on your pay. If you wear a mask today to work, we'll give you a raise. How about that? As opposed to all stick, no lube. So we're just, you know what? If you don't wear a mask, you're fired. No, fuckhead. You wear a mask and you take it home and wash it, bring it back. Don't be buying a new mask. We're green here. We're fucking green. Sustainable masks, you fuckhead. This is dude, we living in a retarded fucking world, dude. If that was the goal, how stupid. All the all these universities are crashing. I fucking love it because MacGyver's gonna fucking own your ass. Oh, there's the pipelines and the bit. Fuck off. Fuck your shit. I can't listen to it, so I listen to it because I'm concerned, right? It's all bullshit. You can see it now. All bullshit. Here, deep swing bot. Fuck you. I'm running fucking. I'm running 80 pips deep. Yeah, I got one here that's so fucking deep. You wouldn't believe it. You know, just to show you that I know what I'm talking about. I wrote all this shit, goddammit. And I spent all this time with these schemes, and it don't work. Okay? So I'm going to save you a lot of fucking time. Only thing works is a human fucking mind. Stop it with your fucking algo shit. I can't find the robot now. I'm so pissed off. I know there's one that buys so deep for so long, it's just mind-blowing. Here, 140 pips to 160 pips. Martingale. The fucking it loads the wagon. The tickets get bigger. Hard stop, hard stop, soft take profit. 12 hours deep. Go deep swing pot. I'm gonna use a 5-minute chart. I'm so sorry. I'm so pissed off. Half-hour chart. No. How about 5-minute chart? Go. I can't take it. If I told you once, I told you 100 fucking times. Look at this 5-minute burst here. What's going on here? Okay, start. 5-minute chart. Deep swing bot. I'm not going to use my. I'm just going to skip to the end here. Well, let me take a look. The fucking template's slowing down the playback like enormously. I can't believe it. This has got time zones on it. This is when the market opens, I think. Oh, this is the opening of Europe, and this was the opening of U.S. market. So I just have a little window there. But skip to the end of that. Let's see what the performance is here. This is the deep swing bot. Martingale. It makes a difference. So when you're in these small time frames, it don't work, right? So look at this. Not too bad. It didn't blow up, right? So at Martingale in here, if you could have put a money management on this thing, you're done. It's in the can. Still don't know why. Apparently there's only so much room on the system. I still don't trust. I mean, just for conceptual purposes, we use these robots to play back, but I don't get it. It's the same amount of trades regardless of. I have a huge time frame too, so I don't understand how it doesn't it only did 200 trades over 3 years. I don't get it. You know why it did that? Because my orders are so deep that I'm just nicking the edge of the market. Let's go for the guppy. Hopefully it's in my lineup. I'll go for the British pound here. Here's the guppy. Start. Let's see. Now this thing goes so deep that this may be too shallow of a ticket bank. This is why it's never going to work, but I only did this because I do trade like this, and I wanted to see, okay, what if I did this and that? Let's maybe set the buy. No, it's buy and sell. I don't know. I might have fucked up this. The tickets in there may not be proper. That's the other consideration. I just want to see something that does make money. It's curve fitted here. And I go, look at, now I have to turn off, I think I have to turn off one side and only trade from one direction here. Yeah, that's the trick. So we have to go to expert properties and say, you know what? How about short only? Because we're not getting a true gauge of the, okay, wait, it's a deep swing. But I don't know if it's, all right. Anyways, well, I tell you, it's just, you listen to the news and you think, you're kidding, right? So you got a cocaine in the White House? Of course nobody knows. Most secure building in the world. Another bullshit line. Dude, you could, come on. People have driven up on the steps of the fucking White House and driven through the gates before. It's not a fucking, it's not the most secure place on the planet. Sorry. In your mind it is. It's all in these fucking people's minds too. Short only mode here. So I can see this being possible. Short only. Like, see, even when it's getting clobbered here, $10,000 account. Not a lot of trades. I don't think I have a true martingale on that. I only see the thing increasing by, and that's because I kept rewriting this robot and patching it and repatching it. But it gets on my nerves. All the lies and all the bullshit. And really, the saddest thing is how people buy this shit. There's only a few people out there wearing masks, gloves, and riding their bicycle by themselves. I understand. But that's just enough. Isn't that enough to just piss everybody the fuck off? Here's a buy only in a big giant buy zone. This is kind of 3 stages of sizing here. It gets bigger as it plunges. It is on the guppy. I don't think my ratios are good enough here. Anyways, I go back to my fucking car chase. Watching people chase a car. Oh, I should probably look at the comments. I know people made comments, but I've been outside playing in the, trying to get skin cancer, I think. I'm working on that. And I'm working on a nice bout of skin cancer on the yard here right now. So, let me take a look at the comments here. Yeah, some guy was saying you need a 5-pip grid to 5-pip target. So that's funny. I just read that. 5-pip targets. Yeah. Okay. These are going to be not a lot of money unless they're really big tickets. And if they're really big tickets, your chance of getting stopped out with good ratios on a 5-pip target. Where's your stop? So this kind of, so now if you were trying to sell this robot, what you want to post is only this data here. He had martingaled in, it got in very heavy, and then look at that. See how good this robot is? He took a little drawdown in that. But see, all this time, what do you see all the time in the market is, if you're going to do this, obviously I'm buying low. This is the trade. This is the profit. Now, if in a perfect world, the sell side comes in here as that's going down. All you need to do is look at this and see that is really what's going on. There's no need to backtest anything because any system, well, not any system, but this one in particular, it's martingaling in. And if you, this is your equity, the blue line is your cash out, the red is your equity, and the blue line is your balance. Just like in the market, if you put buy limits here, cash out, buy limits, cash out, buy limits, cash out, buy limits, cash out, and here's your range trading, right? Bing, bing, bing. And if you can find a way to scalp this, and if I just had a money management on this damn thing, anybody out there know how to write code? You know, this, you can have all my code for free. It's I should put the link in there again, but if you care, I will. You know, I wrote all these iterations of this robot I wrote. I could never sell it because it's just not going to make money, and it's just all experimental. So what the fuck? In the end, the guy that can have the patience to wait for a setup, be awake 24 hours. It's just every time I mention it, I cringe because I know that's not the only way to make money. I used to think, so all those trading courses I took and all that stuff I did, I thought, you know, this is based on you sitting there going, okay, here comes the deer. You got your arrow ready? Yes. Did you pull? Yes. Yes. Okay, take the shot. Now, the amount of anxiety and adrenaline that's involved in that situation, especially if you finally get to see a fucking deer show up, you finally see the price come back to you, move 21 EMA after 3 days of waiting on the daily charts. Oh my God, this better work. I read the books on this shit. But here's the deer in front of me right now. No, I've seen the videos. I've listened to lectures. I've gone to hunting courses, but I choke every time I see the deer. I think, oh, poor thing. Why am I deer hunting in the first place? Why am I trading? I've got a good job. I want the adventure. I think most people would, well, hopefully, not hopefully, but I think obviously most people come to the market for the money. I don't know how much is an adventure. For me, it's the adventure because, sure, I could make okay money doing the typical trading thing, but I want to be able to say, I got a scheme here that is so robust it can trade any market conditions. Yeah, I suppose we could all wait for that setup and go, oh, did you trade that yen burst? Yeah, okay. You can't trade anymore for the rest of the week. But I love trading too much, and I'm thinking, well, why can't I just trade all week? And then the original was, I'll just be a day trader. And you had to be a day trader in commodities because the market was open for like 3 hours in the grain market. You got 3 hours to make your money. You don't want to hold a position overnight because it's too much margin requirement. And besides, what if soybeans? What if there's a drought? What if over the weekend you hold a position over the weekend? Wow. I mean, that in holding a position overnight in commodities is like holding a position over the weekend in forex. What happens if turns out Boris, whatever Yeltsin or whatever the other Boris was, the Boris with his hair looks like he combed it with an egg beater. What happens when he turns out he has had a threesome with an LGBTQ plus Z, and the Z the Z guy at the party died. Generation Z019er. The markets would go berserk. The British pound traded like you lose your mind. Look at the elections. I traded during the elections and made a pantload of money, luckily, on the elections 2 years ago in Britain. I was in the pound. I go, I'm going to do this pound trade. I was going to shit in my pants because it was about 3 in the afternoon. And they announced the election, and the thing gapped in my direction, and luckily on a broker that doesn't has liquidity, so I didn't get crushed out. And I was like, okay, look at this. Wow. I knew after that. In fact, when I was up on the trade, I got out in 1 hour because I go, this bitch is slamming back down. This bitch is slamming back down. I know this trade. This is so insane. And I just got out. I said, okay, relax. So it was very, very nerve-wracking because the whole account was at risk, and I thought, well, this was what I like. That's what it's like, man. I mean, it will be the difference. You're in this $2 million position. You just got to get out. Just got to get out. I'm not going to sit in that fucking thing. My account's not big enough to withstand that. And that's the thing. It's a trade. You got to get out. And of course, it did slam back down. And it could slam back down and take out the low of the day. There's no fucking... Don't forget, it's over-the-counter. Forex is over-the-counter trading. There's no limitations. There is no rules. There is no liquidity guarantee. There's nothing. It's not the stock market, dude. You buy stock at $10 a share, it goes to zero. Nobody's going to call you and ask for margin money. No, there's no... You are trading one-on-one, buck for buck. The stock market's like fucking saying, I'm going to walk to the store. Forex trading's like saying, I'm going to get on a fucking a motorcycle. I'm going to get on a moped that has a Hemi engine on it. And I have no control over the gearbox. It's being remotely controlled. And I'm going to ride to the store and hopefully get a piece of pizza and come back. It's not going to happen. You're going to die. It's so dangerous. I can't even tell you. It's just, especially if the news comes out that, or the weather changes. Now you're on a fucking, you got a Hemi mounted on a moped with sloppy steering, with a fucking out of no true spokes on your wheel, wobbly. And here comes ice storm. You're dead. So what's the answer? I'd start with looking for where the market's going to run to. Where is the so-called stop hunt going to be? So you're either going to... I would say the psychologically easy thing to do is put a limit order in, because now you're just saying, okay. So there was this guy that was trying to help on this Skype call years ago, and I said, "What? This guy?" They said he's got a problem. Everybody in the room said he's got some problem. What is he, serial killer? And they wouldn't say what his fucking problem was. And this guy was just so meek. He was just so meek. I couldn't believe that they were beating. Like, what is he, fucking a gambler? I mean, we're all gambling, I hope, right? And I said to him, how would you feel about putting a $1,000 position, 20 pips deep for 8 hours on the euro dollar tonight? Would that upset you? Would that be psychologically straining? He said no. I said, let's do it. And these other guys are chiming in, well, have you seen the moving average crossover system? I'm like, this guy, you're going to fry his brain. Nobody can handle that shit. I don't care. I just don't get it. And you still got a fucking no nonsense. He's writing books. Trading is so difficult. I can't even tell you. In that style, it's like saying I'm gonna write a hit song. You're not gonna write a hit song, dumb fuck. You're gonna write 1,000 songs, and somebody's gonna stumble across this one song and go, hey, that's not bad. Let me take that. I'll go shop that for you. You don't have the resources, you don't have the brokers, you don't have the liquidity, you don't have the account size for this fucking stupid song you wrote. You don't have it. You have no connections, you have no brokers, you have no fucking, nobody's gonna know about you. Yes, there's a bunch of hit songs that just haven't been published yet. What's the difference? It's the timing, I suppose. I mean, it's the exposure. Are you in the market? It's not the timing, really. Timing the market's bullshit, too. Why time the market? Let it time itself. I got the limit in there. Come to me, bitch. Fuck you. So, if you're going to play the victim, you're going to be doing this, I say at the market, 20% of the time I trade at the market. Hopefully, that's the utopian ratio. The 20% of the time, there's a good fucking trade. 80% of the time, the market's just choppy shit. Same thing with the breakout system. 20% of the time, it works. Trend trading, 20% of the time, it works. 80% of the time, it's choppy. So why not be a range trader? Why not trade the chop? Well, it's very difficult, I suppose. It takes more tickets. It's a little bit more challenging, I suppose. But not for me. It's fucking obviously simple. Throw some tickets down there. You'd be surprised. You say, oh, look at that. I'm up on this fucking trade and I don't know why. Yeah, trade every fucking fib handle. Trade linear handles. Trade 10 pips every. So the guy was talking about 5 pips. Okay, buy every 5 pips. Sure, on a 15-minute expiration, I would buy every 5 pips. To do it every morning, I'd buy 30 pips deep for 15 minutes. And those tickets typically, if it's a 10K rack, it's 5 pips apart, 10K down. This one particular double click script that's predetermined depth. If I see that, I'm in my car, I have my tablet out, I double click it, go to the store. Hey, you know what? I can't babysit this shit. I'm going to go to the store. Throw in some limits, go to the store, 2-hour expiration. I'll be gone for 2 hours. You'd be surprised. You're not making $1 million, but you're making fucking money. You can see the concept and proof of concept. You can see it happen. You don't fucking have to sit there and do these stupid setups and wait for an engulfing candle. Why don't you just buy that fucking spike? Well, because the course that I took, I spent $3,000, and listen, the guy that I work for drives a very nice car. You sound like my fucking parents now. Get the fuck out of here. Time to grow up, people. I mean, sorry, the nanny state has created this fucking, it just occurred to me. In a nanny state, and they don't use that term anymore, I don't know why. I guess there's too many old people. Everybody's a nanny now. But the nanny state creates children. It's there to babysit children. So if you call it in your car now, I call it a dick light, but it's the third brake light in your car. And it's like, okay, we need that. What else do we need? Well, we need to put serrated edges on the highways so that when you hit them, your car vibrates like a whore. Okay, that's scaring the shit out of me. I drifted off the other day, and I hit this shit, and I thought, holy fuck, I'm ready to scramble and grab the wheel and start counter steering and actually wreck the car. What the fuck is that shit? Well, it's like bumper. When little kids go out bowling with the parents, and poor kid can't keep the ball in the alley, so we put bumpers in there. He can't fucking miss now. Is that what's going to be? So, and the women have the tees that are a little closer to the green. We can't have that. I say have those girlies step back to the men's tees. The girls that become boys, is it? Or no, boys are going to become girls. Okay, get to step up. Okay. Why isn't it the other way? Why aren't the women going, I want to be a guy so bad. I grew me a mustache and I'm playing off the men's tees. Check it out. I'm fucking humping the men's tees actually on the. I'm so horny. Well, how sexed up? People are so wealthy that they consider they're going to get butt implants. I saw this bitch. She put concrete and crazy glue in her face. Some transsexual. What the fuck? The freak shows in town, people. Aren't they charging for that? On the other side of the coin, what is with these abortion people? Dude, are you going to raise that kid? Shut the fuck up. All these fuckers, oh, we should outlaw abortion. Are you going to pay for this kid? I don't hear anybody stepping up to the plate. Oh, no, I'll raise your kid for you, too. Hey, fuck your brains out. Go ahead, have a fuck fest. I'll raise your kids. 0 abortions on this planet. Who's feeding these people? Dude, we got abortions coming across the border. Stop it. People that should have been aborted. How about the list of people that should have been aborted? I would include myself. Life's too difficult. Okay, I've had my fun. Can I check out? No. It's so hard to kill yourself. Like, hold your breath. I did that when I was 8 years old. My parents wouldn't let me have a bass guitar. I held my breath and I passed out. I woke up. No bass guitar. Still alive. Still pissed off. Oh, my God. It's just so sad, people. Come on. What has happened? And now the nanny state's got you, so we're going to have like, okay, well, you can't, what made it so you can't fuck anything up? Oh, jeez. I gave this girl a ride home yesterday, and I told her, I said, I've only raped 10 girls, and I didn't bring any lubricants, so you're safe. Get in the car. And then when she went to get out, the car auto locks itself, and I don't notice because, you know, I'm never have anybody in my car. My first passenger. So in about fucking 3 years. So well, you know, she went to get out and it was locked. And I go, oh, I got to think about this. Should I unlock it or should I go, yeah, this is where I drove you home and I know you're right in front of your house, but I like to do it right in front of your house because it's more exciting, right? More risky. I'm a risk taker. But every time I think about showing somebody how to trade forex, that isn't signing up to the YouTube channel because, you know, on the street, I've contemplated a few times. People have asked me, and I was like, you know, I'd have to make the system so fucking nanny for you, and then the nanny does work. In other words, I'm going to make it so there's only 2 choices. You have 2 racks of tickets you can drop. I give you 2 scripts. Risk 30 to make $30. It's a 6K. Lasts for 8 hours. Here, I'll show you where to place them in the market. You do realize you're risking $30 to make $30 every time you drop this rack. Yes, sir. So, you know, I'd say this is what's going to happen. And it's for you to decide when to get out of that trade. It's for you to decide when to get out of the car. You're going to get out while I'm rolling 5 miles an hour because you think I'm not going to let you out ever? So you're going to take a small loss, and this is the other thing that just fucking drives me crazy. Cut your losses short. Which losses? How much of a loss? You can't just have blanket buy low, sell high. You can't just say that shit. Buy low, sell high is a blanket concept. Of course, you're going to have to do it incrementally. Of course, you're going to have the right, proper. This is what Market Profiles tries to solve, is the problem of where do I buy? Where's the supply zone? I say new lows. Of course, these are just, you have to have a specific area, and you got to do it over and over again. And you got to see, how long do you want to be in the trade? Do you want to be in the trade for an hour or 3 days? 1 hour or 3 days, 5 minutes, 5 hours. You can kind of see it on that chart I just did on that playback of that yen, is that one of those trades happened in 4 hours. One of them took like fucking 12 hours to finally retrace after drifting down and drifting back up. So there's a drift trade. If you're gonna trade all the time, you're not waiting for one trade a month. You're gonna trade all the time. All those little different scenarios have different approaches. Just like if you have a restaurant, you just have all these different dishes. Some are fast, some are slow, some you chop it, some you toss it, some you have to bake it, some you gotta pre-bake it overnight, warm it up a little. I don't think there is a one-shot There's not a one pill solution, but this is the American way. Give me one pill I can take that I'll be fucking happy and I don't have to worry about shit. Well, if you're not worried about shit, then you're not fixing shit. You got to worry about shit. You got to grow the fuck up, right? Yeah, this nanny state. Okay, we're going to keep you from no, let you crash your fucking car, bitch. Fuck this ribbed fucking washboard serrated edge highways. Now they got it on the middle lanes. Then I got a car. I rented a car the other day. The fucking thing is beeping as I approach the dotted line. I'm like, you fucking nuts? What, you got zombies behind the fucking... Well, self-driving cars, son. Electric self-driving cars. How about this? Just a big escalator. How about Logan's Run? How about... Are you fucking nuts? People sign up for it. They're like, yeah, the convenience. Dude, you're just going to be a fucking head. A vegetable running the show. Like, you totally atrophied. It is so hard to do. It's so hard to fight off the convenience that's sucking you into atrophy. You do want to have convenience. I got it. But holy shit, you got to do some manual labor because it's part of your reptilian. You can't go total meta. But people are halfway there, honestly. People live above. So my Tai Chi guy told me that most people live from the neck up. But you realize as soon as you do something primal, that it helps your mind because your mind is still so barbarically primal. Look at people. They're just sexed up, retarded infants. They got to be fucking worried about their gender. You're supposed to be worried about it, right? People are worried how they look. How much money have people spent on plastic surgery? Look at this Madonna. What the fuck? She's sick because she's all that plastic surgery is so fucking unhealthy. You're just stressing yourself out. You got scar tissue, you got adhesions, you got there's this girl that can sing, pretty good singer, you know. Like I heard her voice, I'm like, wow. I said, who's that? Nicki Minaj. You mean the chick that is driving I think she has an organically large ass and she's driving people that have plastic surgery to keep up with her. How many people are cutting off their pinky to be Jimmy Page? I don't know. But what's going on? I give up. So I'm going to go back to my boring life. Anyways, I hope that helps.